Welcome to the Common Man Football Show. My name is James Coburn, and today's episode, I'm going to be talking about the Dallas Cowboys versus Philadelphia Eagles Week 11 matchup based on analytics. Each week, I collect all of the current 2017 NFL team data in order to analyze and project potential NFL performance. And since it's a weekly collection, there's always going to be some variation in terms of various data points. However, there will always be little nuggets of truth that could become bigger nuggets of truth as the season continues. So stick around as I analyze each week's matchups based on analytics. And if you're new to the channel, all terms and definitions will be in the description. So starting with this matchup between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles, when you look at the NFL stat basic comparison data, and basic comparison data essentially it's talking about how the offense is doing, how the defense is doing, and how the special teams is doing. And when you look at this data, it pretty much favors the Eagles in terms of offense and defense. So let's get a couple reasons why. First off, offensively speaking, the Eagles are better when it comes to turnover ratio, although only slightly. But the big advantage realistically is the Eagles' offense of score percentage. And offensive score percentage is essentially deals with how many times you score on every single drive. The Eagles do that a little bit more than the Cowboys, which is why they're pretty much favored. Now, the Cowboys are better than the Eagles when it comes to sack percentage, so the Cowboys don't allow as many sacks as the Eagles do, but the offensive score percentage and the turnover ratio per department kind of gives the advantage to the Eagles because of those two major points. And on top of that, defensively speaking, defensive offensive score percentage favors the Eagles. Turnover ratio on defense favors the Eagles. They get more turnovers, they get more interceptions. The Cowboys get more sacks. So that's going to be sort of an interesting type of situation. And that the Eagles don't allow. The Eagles have technically the better defense. The Cowboys have the better sack defense. So it's a common theme this year with the Cowboys. They allow a lot of points. They don't create turnovers, but they get sacks. That's their one main strength. And if you look at the sack percentage for the Eagles and you look at the ability of the Cowboys to create sacks, that might be the key matchup to see if the Cowboys defense can be disruptive enough to force Carson Wentz into making mistakes, through pressure, sacks, etc. Then that would be how the Cowboys would win this game if they can do that, if they can get enough sacks. Then of course when you get to special teams data, the Eagles are favored in terms of punt return yardage. Cowboys are favored in terms of kick return yardage. Defensive punt return yardage is favored by the Cowboys. Defensive kick return yardage is favored by the Eagles. Field goal percentage favors the Eagles. Extra point percentage favors the Cowboys. And punting average favors the Eagles. So special teams wise, I would say a lot of the data favors the Eagles in that respect for the most part. Then of course when we get to some other sort of data points. So looking at completion percentage data, for the Cowboys offense versus the Eagles defense. When you look at this particular area, the Eagles are favored here in terms of first down and third down situations. Very tight on third down, but definitely enough to kind of give that advantage to the Eagles here. Then of course you look at the Eagles offense versus the Cowboys defense, and in this respect, the Cowboys are favored on first and second down. But there's a huge difference in the Eagles when it comes to third down. The Eagles have one of the best third down completion percentages in the NFL. So and again, as I've been trying to tell Eagle fans all year round, I got nothing against the Eagles. I'm just saying one area where you could improve is on first and second down situations, especially second down situations, because that seems to be where most of the issues in terms of completions happen, is in second down situations. Then of course, we get to rushing downs. Cowboys rushing offense versus Eagles rushing defense. And in this respect, the Cowboys are favored in terms of second and third down respectively. Then of course you get to the Eagles offense versus Cowboys defense. And the Eagles are favored here in terms of first, second, and third down. Then you get to the passing situations with the Cowboys versus the Eagles. And the Eagles are favored in terms of first down and third down situations. Then we get to the Eagles offense versus Cowboys defense. And in this respect, it's actually kind of even. First down situations, the Cowboys are favored slightly, but pretty even. second down even, and then the Eagles had the big advantage on third down. So everything has been third down dependent with this passing offense for the Eagles in terms of conversion rate and all that other kind of stuff. Then, of course, when you get to sack rate, Cowboys offense versus Eagles defense, and in this respect, the Cowboys are favored here in terms of first down and third down situations. Then we get to the sack rate for the Eagles offense versus the Cowboys defense, and the Cowboys are favored in terms of first and second down. Then we get to interception ratio, Cowboys offense versus Eagles defense, and the Cowboys are favored here in terms of first and second down. And then finally, look at the interception ratio for the Eagles offense versus the Cowboys defense, where the Eagles are pretty much favored on first, second, and third down. Ultimately, kind of final thoughts on this game. I think it's an Eagles victory. I think the Cowboys are a good team on their own, but I think the biggest thing the Eagles have over the Cowboys is balance. When you look at their offense, they have a slightly better offense when it comes to the ability to put up points, turnover ratio, all that other kind of stuff definitely kind of favors them. And then defensively, the Eagles have a better defense. They just do. And the only issue to kind of point out is the Cowboys sacks. The Cowboys can sack the quarterback. That's something that they've done this year consistently. They do that pretty well. And they're going against the Eagles, who have had some issues preventing sacks on offense. However, I don't know if that's going to be enough to fix this game, because if you follow Carson Wentz, he deals with adversity pretty well in the pocket. And even if he does get sacked a lot, he's had games where that's happened and he still won the game. So ultimately, I just have to go Eagles here. I think it's going to be a good game. I think there's going to be a lot of different dynamics to kind of think about in this particular matchup. But I just think ultimately Eagles victory. And of course, my name is James Coburn. You can find my work at draftcoburn.wordpress.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Geometrics. And if you like this content and you want more content like this, please share, like, and subscribe.